Well, I'm going to begin by asking, guys, it must be so great to be involved in a big kind of studio movie of this nature, but one that actually is dealing with quite an intellectual kind of debate and one that's quite pertinent at the moment. I was wondering if that was a big kind of attraction for both of you.
Yeah, you always want to make... Look, the primary reason for any film to exist, in my opinion, is for it to be entertaining, particularly a film like this. And it's useless if it's not, but it was kind of lovely to see like a big studio movie that did have, as you say, this kind of intellectual debate about our relationship to science and how far it's appropriate to push things. And yeah, that was definitely a draw.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, because it looks amazing. Did you get a sense for the kind of visual, the kind of aesthetic when you're on set? Or was that something that always comes when you finally watch it afterwards?
I was there in bucket loads. That was something Paul was really keen to do, was to make things practical, and not just the sets and the decoration and the look of the film, but also a lot of the effects as well, and a lot of, even down to the first monster that we create together, which isn't the kind of monster that you're used to seeing before, but another more animalistic, bestial kind of monster. A lot of that was actually real animatronic puppet work as well as some CGI work too. So no, it was hard. There wasn't a lot of CG or green screen anywhere in this movie.
And I love there's obviously a great young Frankenstein kind of joke in there. That got a big laugh in my screening.
Oh, good.
Did you go back and watch that for research? I suppose you need any excuse to go back and watch it.
I've never seen a Frankenstein film.
That's the only one I've seen. But we it's not. I feel like what Max does really well in this script is sort of manage to knit together all the pop culture myths about Frankenstein and kind of all the homages to people's most dearly beloved Frankenstein moments. So it's sort of a Frankenstein of Frankenstein.
And I mean, this film really kind of blurs the line between kind of good and evil. And I was wondering how you guys perceive Victor Frankenstein. Do you see him as a hero, a villain, or neither?
Neither. See him as a real damaged mental person who happens to have the keys to the next step in human evolution, perhaps, and that's a big responsibility, and it weighs heavy on him, and it presses on his brain, and it makes him go absolutely mental.
Well, in that regard, there was almost some shades to the character in Filth. Could you find any kind of similarities between them?
Totally. A man who was suffering a huge loss and a huge grief and a massive hole inside him that he couldn't fill no matter how much he tried, and that drove him to distraction completely. And also a kind of this fake sort of presentation of himself as I'm amazing, I am brilliant, which he doesn't really believe in.
Daniel, you're working, obviously the character in the early stages got a hunchback. Mm-hmm. When I used to play for my football team, we used to do this drill. We had to walk to the halfway line and back with our kind of holding our ankles kind of crouched down.
What was that for? Is that to stretch you?
I guess so, but I couldn't walk up and down stairs for about a month afterwards. So I was wondering if you had any sort of more luck than me, having to walk around like that for quite a while.
No, I mean, it was different. It was definitely like, I would have picked something a little easier on my body if I'd been doing it for the whole film, but because I had 20 pages to get through, I was like, okay, I can make this really messed up looking and painful, and there were, just a slightly stiff back for a few days, but nothing that wasn't entirely worth it.
And James, I was speaking to Nicholas Hoult last week about X-Men Apocalypse, of course, and he's very, very excited, as I think everyone associated with is. And I was just wondering if you can tell us anything about the plot of this stage or what we can kind of expect from this forthcoming film.
Epic, massive size, I suppose, which we've done before and which loads of the superhero movies do, but it seems like we keep trying to top each other, and I think X-Men nails it this time. Some brilliant new incarnations of characters we've come to know and love already, but played by some very new and exciting actors like Sophie Turner and Alexis Shipp. Alexis Shipp? I've just totally got Alex's name wrong, I'm so sorry, darling. Alex Shipp. And amongst others, and the thing that we come to expect from X-Men, which is just a kind of emotional and classic kind of storytelling depth and truth.
And do you find there's a kind of competition between all of the different franchises?
No, a competition would suggest that, there is a competition and we're better.
Because Daniel, obviously entering into a franchise yourself of Now You See Me Too, I was wondering how your character fits into that story.
Oh, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to sort of give anything away because those films are so reliant on sort of, reveals and twists and things like that. So I don't want to say too much, but I'm somebody who comes into the Horsemen's lives and is a catalyst for a lot of the plot of the film, I suppose. Yeah.
Interesting. And just very finally, obviously Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is coming out next year.
Yeah.
You must be really looking forward to that. Have you spoken to J.K. Rowling about it at all? Know what to expect?
I have not. I don't ring her up for tips because it's easier not to know things than know things and have to lie to you about it.
If they torture me, I won't be able to tell them.
Exactly. So yeah, I have no idea what it's going to be about really, and I'm just excited to see what it is about and what it's like.
I'm sure you'll get a ticket to opening night.
Well, I hope so. I'm not sure I'll go to opening. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I think that might be a bit mental. Yeah, of an experience.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. Much
Cheers,
appreciated.
Thank you, man.
Cheers. Thank
Cheers,
you.
as always.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,